Welcome to FIU Football Weekly. One more game to go. Panthers go to North Texas this Saturday, but first, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders coach, and it was a little bit of a slow start, but right before halftime, you guys got a pretty good spark.
Yeah, we definitely got a spark right before the half with the Hail Mary. The guys made a great play on there. Alex did a good job avoiding some pressure, buying some time, which you have to do in those situations, and just threw it exactly where you want it thrown, where you have a chance. And it's called Hail Mary for a reason. You just throw it up and hope. And that definitely gave us a spark. But they're a good team. I mean, we got off to a slow start because they're a very good football team, and we knew that going into it. One of the top teams in this conference, probably the second best in this conference. They're very good. And, so they made some plays, and it took us a little while to get going. We didn't have a first down in the first quarter. Yeah. So it just kind of goes back, as I told the team on Sunday, don't worry about that. You focus on the next play. That's our thing. Just keep focusing on the next play, and good things will happen. And, we did that in all phases, and we finally got a little momentum, got a little confidence. I think that was a big thing. I think we started gaining confidence as the game went on.
Yeah, and the defense in the second half really turned it up. I mean, I was looking at the numbers. During the four-game losing streak, you guys were -5 in the turnover margin. Yeah. Saturday, +4, 4 sacks, 3 picks. I mean, it was like a different defense almost in the second half.
Yeah, it was the way we were playing early in the year. When we were playing much better, we were getting takeaways. And that comes from being aggressive, coming downhill, hitting. We tell the guys all the time, if you keep hitting, come hard, attack, be aggressive, the ball's going to come out. And the quarterback's going to throw it up. That any quarterback is. You keep getting pressure on them, and that's what we were doing, and that's how we played early in the year, and fortunately we got back to it.
As far as offensively, Jonnu Smith broke the program record, single game record for the program of 3 receiving touchdowns in a game. One of those touchdowns is a little bit, not your usual receiving touchdown, but according to NCAA rules, the fumble that he picked up and ran in is counted as a receiving touchdown. Your thoughts on his performance?
Oh, he played great, as he has all year. In my opinion, he's the best tight end in the country, and he is, he's a weapon. He can do so many things. We put him outside, we put him inside, we put him at tight end, we put him in a slot, put him at fullback. He's all over the place, and he handles it all mentally, and he competes, and he plays hard. He's got a great motor. He plays hard. That fumble recovery that he picked up wasn't by chance. It wasn't, well, look how lucky Jonnu is. The ball bounced right to him. No, he sprinted about 30 yards to get down there and be in position. So when the ball came out, he was right there and scooped it. I didn't know. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know that counted as a receiving.
No, neither did I. I thought it was a rushing touchdown for Jonnu.
Until someone told me after the game, I said, what is a fumble recovery? And they said it counts as a receiving touchdown. I said, NCAA's got a lot of weird rules, but whatever.
The offense, took a little bit to get going Saturday, but I thought one thing that really helped that team, or the FIU team, is the returns of Richard Leonard. I mean, we've seen the last 3-4 weeks, teams don't even bother kicking to him, and Middle made the mistake of kicking to him.
Yeah, he did a great job, and the guys up front in the kickoff return game did a good job blocking for him, and Richard, is amazing. He's tremendous back there. And that definitely helped us. That definitely gave us good field position throughout the game. And, having something like that is invaluable.
I thought, looking at the numbers as well on Saturday, Alex Magoo was a very quiet 17 of 24 for 231 and 3 touchdowns. I guess, I don't want to say an underrated performance because he played well, but, I mean, your thoughts on his performance?
He played really well. He played probably his best game of the year. It was 17 for 24, and I think he had 4 throwaways, 4 times where he had pressure or whatever, and nothing was open, whatever the case, and he threw the ball away, which are good plays. I mean, smart plays to do. So I thought he played extremely well. As
far as moving up now to North Texas, this will be the first time this team has played them since 2011, the season opener here. What have you seen from the Mean Green on film?
Well, I see a good team, a very good team. They're a lot better than the 3-7 record. They had some problems early offensively, finding out who the quarterback was, and they didn't play real well offensively early, especially in the passing game. They've got that going much better now, clicking much better. Defensively, they're a very good team, solid team, very physical up front, tough to run on. They'll take the extra guy and put him in the box most of the time, so they're not going to make it easy on you running the football. I mean, they're set up to stop the run, and that's what they want to do, and they do a good job of it. So we're going to have to have good balance like we did last week, mix in the run, the pass, play action, all that. But we've got to have good balance, and we got to execute. They force you to be very efficient, right? And then their offense, like I said, they're starting to click a little bit, in the passing game. Number 5, McNulty, has gone in, and he's done a nice job. He's very efficient, and their offensive line's good. Offensive line is good and physical. Their backs run hard. And number 9, their receiver, is a playmaker. They put him all over the place. He's outside, he's inside, he's in the slot. They do a lot of different things with him, find ways to get him the ball. And he's a very productive player. And special teams, their special teams as a whole group are probably the best we've seen all year. Their coverage teams are outstanding, very, very disciplined, very physical. They play fast, and they do a good job in the return game. So their special teams, again, as a whole unit, taking everything into consideration, is probably the best we've seen.
And you mentioned, it would be a challenge to run the ball on Saturday with their front, as well as, I think, possibly protecting Alex Magoo, because they have 29 sacks on the year, and they really get after the quarterback.
Yeah, they do. They do a good job, and a lot of it's a 4-man rush. They don't pressure a whole lot. They will mix it in, and they'll bring it at times, but they do a really good job of getting pressure with the 4-man rush, which is sometimes tough to do, but they do a really good job of it.
I know football teams deal with weather, and you tell your team, hey, it is what it is. But some good news for you. Right today, the low in Dallas is 16 degrees, but kickoff Saturday is expected to be 60 degrees and rain.
60 degrees and rain.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Whatever it is, we'll play. I don't even look at that, to be honest with you. I just tell the guys, I don't know whether forecasters are wrong about 90% of the time. And they say this week, today they can say one thing, Thursday they can say something totally different, then Saturday it could be something totally different. So I don't even look at it. I say whatever it is, we can't control that. What do we control? We control our attitude. We cannot control that. We haven't figured out a way to control that yet. So whatever it is, we got to go play.
Panthers and Mean Green will kick it off 3:30 on Saturday. You catch the game on ESPN 12:10 a.m.
Magoo, play action. Smith inside the 5, touchdown FIU.
Welcome back to FIU Football Weekly. Jonnu Smith joins me. The tight end won the College Football Performance Award this week, and at the last look at the numbers, you're leading the nation among tight ends in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. We'll get to that in a second. First, let's go back to Middle Tennessee. Looked like you guys came out a little flat at the beginning, but towards the end of the second quarter, you guys picked it up. Talk to me a little bit about that, the last 3 minutes of that second quarter.
Well, Anton Samuel, he made a big run, and, he gave us a chance to put us in that position to get that Hail Mary touchdown. And, we're going to fight every opportunity we can, and we came up with a touchdown. It was a team effort, a great team effort, and
Saturday, you broke an FIU single-game record where you had 3 touchdowns receiving. It's never been done here before, but that one of those 3 was not your typical receiving touchdown where, you got a fumble, you picked it up and ran it in, and it counts as a receiving touchdown. Now, I was talking to Coach Turner earlier in the day, and he mentioned that, you were about 20 to 30 yards away from the play. What did you see in that play that, that you just kept going?
Well, we really making an emphasis here on never stop playing until the whistle blowing. So I just kept running, and the ball popped out, and I was there to scoop it up, and just kept playing, and ran it in for a touchdown.
Have you ever had a touchdown like that where you pick up a fumble and
never like that? Only receiving touchdowns and a few rushing touchdowns, and JV something like that.
Now, with that performance, you also have the all-time record here of most receiving touchdowns in a season with 8. Congratulations. You passed the great T.Y. Hilton among others. But I'm sure, I just saw your expression with your eyes. But let's get back to the team aspect here. You guys, you know what? Let's go back to the Hail Mary. Okay. Tell me a little bit about that Hail Mary. I know you guys got a big break there with Anton Samuel helping you get the yards to put you in position. Now, talk to me about the activity in the back of the end zone there.
Well, if people watch the play from the beginning, Alex is being, extremely elusive, breaking tackles and getting away from D lineman that's trying to, get him. And he made a great throw, and it put us in position to get the Hail Mary pass. And I got to credit the guys that went up and tipped it, because it wasn't for the tip, it would have never fell in my hands. So, Akil made a great play on the ball and tried to get it, but it fell in my hands. So, yeah, it was a great team effort.
I saw you towards the back of the end zone on the play. I mean, is that where you were going to be the whole time, or is that where you ended? Yeah,
well, we always practice end of the game situations like this in practice, and it's great that it showed up, because we executed it exactly how we practiced it. So I was in position, Akil was in position, and Fred Porter was also in position, and I just made a play on the ball, and it fell in my hands.
It was 21-3 for a while, and then 21-17 at halftime. What was the locker room like 21-17?
Well, we after that Hail Mary catch, we had all the momentum going into halftime, and in the locker room we were saying, man, we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. There's no reason why we can't win this game, and we just kept fighting. We came out, and we were more fired up the second half than we came out the first half. We came out a little flat, and you know, we just kept believing.
And, you know mostly about offense, and we talked mostly about offense, but the defense and Richard Leonard on special teams really came up big, because when the offense really wasn't getting much going in the first half, the defense kind of kept you in there. Of course, Richards returns. Talk a little bit about first play of Davison Coleman, who got Player of the Week, and Jeremiah McKinnon, who had some great pass coverage.
Well, they're all very dynamic players. Davison, he looked like Rich with the ball in his hands, and he's a linebacker. And we made a few jokes about that in the locker room. We thought that was all, number 3, but that was 35. So Davison made a great play on the ball, and he, ran around a few defenders and scored a great touchdown for us. And that also gave us some momentum. And Jeremiah McKinnon with the interception, that was a big turnover for us. And once again, he's a dynamic player as well, and we expect those guys to make those kind of plays, for us. And yeah.
It's been 3 years now that FIU's played North Texas. Last time was 2011 here in the season opener. You haven't seen film of them yet, but from what we know, very active defensive line. They like getting after the quarterback. As an offense, what do you see there with that kind of defense?
As a football player, it's in our nature to want to be competitors, So I'm ready to embrace the challenge on any opponent I go up against, So we're gonna have our work cut out for us this week as the tight ends and offensive line, of course, and we're ready to embrace the challenge. That's just who we are. We're competitors, We want to take on the fight.
Panthers wrap up the season on Saturday from Denton, Texas against North Texas. FIU football, you can listen to it on ESPN, 12:10 a.m. starting at 3 o'clock with the pregame show.